So I wanted to do a video of breaking down the essential steps to getting started with freelance copywriting this year. So I want to break down my journey and then give you a roadmap that you can follow of how it looks to get started with freelance copywriting. So let's waste no time at all. Let's just start with step one, which is shifting your thinking. Okay, so this is transforming your limiting beliefs that are currently holding you back. Now, what I would recommend if you're just starting out, go down an information rabbit hole. Consume as much content as you can on copywriting and marketing in general, actually. Just like, I would almost say brainwash yourself into just consuming as much as you can. Learn from YouTube videos, podcasts, books, whatever it is that you best consume information in. Just consume as much as you can and just absorb as much knowledge as you can. There is a reason for doing this, but also you don't want to sit in this rabbit hole for too long of just consuming content, because this consumption of content is not going to get you results. Actually implementing what you learn is where results are always found. So at some point, maybe a few weeks down the road of doing this, you want to shift your thinking to not just consuming content, but actually learning how to write. So we have to be practicing the art of copywriting and learning how to write good copy if we want to become a freelance copywriter. There's no way around it. The same with doing push-ups in the gym. You can't just build muscle by thinking about doing push-ups. You have to actually get your reps in and do push-ups. I actually think as well, consuming content for too long and feeling like you are making progress by consuming content is almost a distraction from making money. Like, people do this and just think they're making progress by consuming, and they think that consumption is going to then lead to results. But I can kind of tell you now, it won't get you anywhere. I mean, it will arm you with knowledge, but then you need to utilize that knowledge. Use the weapons that you have at your disposal and actually start writing. Which brings us on to step two, I guess, because this is all about learning copywriting, right? So once you've kind of shifted your thinking, which you will automatically do through just consuming content and seeing different opportunities, we want to start learning the fundamentals of copywriting, like actually learning them. This kind of links back to the first step of learning from books. You'll hear a lot of people talking about specific books to read. I probably would recommend a couple of different resources. You'll probably hear people like Cardinal Mason talking about cash advertising. I would also recommend that book, which is, I would probably say it's actually like a really good book for learning about sales, marketing, copywriting specifics, everything in one place. Another book is the Adweek Copywriting Handbook. This is something that is like a reference book almost. It's quite a thick book. I quite like that book. It's kind of like everything in one book to do with copywriting, and I consume that book. I've also bought people's courses on copywriting. I also read people's emails and newsletters because by doing that, I'm actually understanding like what I'm going to be writing, what other people are using, what other people are writing, what's working. And once you start learning about copywriting and marketing, one thing you will start to pick up on is everything around you when you're going about your daily life, whether you're on your computer or in the real world. You'll start to see things through a different lens. And what I mean by this is you'll start to see marketing messages, like you'll start to see copywriting in marketing messages. You'll start to see where people are actually selling things and what you are being sold. And you'll start to see this literally everywhere. And this is a great thing because it shows your thinking, your mindset is changing to that of a marketer. Another great place to learn what's working when it comes to copywriting is a website called swipe.co. I got this website from somebody else as a recommendation. I think it's really good. And it just shows basically the best of the best and what's currently working right now. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. All you need to do is look at what's working and model it for what you're doing. I also use my own Facebook and Instagram feeds for finding ads that are working. Like, these are ads that are being targeted at me specifically, but nonetheless, you can learn great copywriting by clicking through the ads that you are being shown and what they are directing people to, seeing what's working and what type of offers they are directing people to. So once you have the fundamentals dialed in copywriting and you feel you're at a stage where you are a proficient writer, you've actually practiced the art of writing. So I probably would almost even get a folder in Google Docs or something like that where you have actually either written out or rewritten emails that you are subscribed to. So email list, if you come across an email that really does grab your attention, break it down, look at it with the knowledge that you have just learned, see how you could even improve that email or how you would rewrite it. And you should have a folder full of these examples, right, of just your actual copywriting work. And then the next step is actually getting clients, right? So we've shifted our thinking. We're now at a place where we have the fundamentals of copywriting dialed. We now need to start the outreach process to get clients, because clients are where we're going to make money, right? And you're in this because you want to make money. Now, there's two different methods I would use, or two platforms I would use for reaching out to get clients. I used to use a lot of cold email, for email outreach, I would go and find businesses' websites, email them through there, and go through quite a slow process of doing that. And that still works, and I still use email to this day, depending on the business or brand. But I've actually kind of shifted my thinking and approach to connecting with businesses and brands because of social media. That's the main thing, right? Social media is great. We can use platforms like Instagram direct messaging for connecting quickly with brands, or people even. People is probably the better way to put it. Instagram DMs, all you're trying to do is spark a conversation. You're not trying to sell your services straight away. You're literally trying to create a connection, a genuine connection with someone. You're not trying to sell your services yet. You want to come across as a human. People buy from people. They don't buy from businesses, right? You want to start a conversation with someone and then transition into your offer down the road. When you're setting yourself up on Instagram, you may be asking, do you need a personal account, a professional account? What do you need? Do you need to set up a brand new account completely? I probably wouldn't suggest that. I would just have something in your bio that shows what you do. So whether this is telling people you are a copywriter, or a link to your website, if you have a one-page landing page built that shows what you do, have that in your bio. All you want to do is have a social media presence that shows you are a human, an actual person, not some robotic business. I feel like that creates a better connection with future clients than trying to show that you are the expert in your skill in copywriting, for example, or just showing all these things about you as a business and trying to present your expertise. Just come across as a genuine human being and you'll get 10 times better results with connections down the road. I can almost guarantee that. When you're reaching out to people on Instagram DM, don't niche down. Don't pigeonhole yourself into one niche and say, I'm only going to reach out to health and fitness professionals. I'm only going to reach out to people in the finance niche. I'm only going to reach out to supplement businesses. Reach out to everyone. You don't need a niche in copywriting. The principles of copywriting you can apply to every single niche. Reach out to people, and all you're going to ask them is a really simple question of if they are utilizing email or not. Ask them if they're using email. It's as simple as that. You can personalize the message a little bit, but that's essentially what you want to be asking them. I focus heavily on email copywriting, so that's what I would recommend that you would do. You can obviously pitch different ideas for different types of copywriting, but I just think email is the best way and the easiest way to measure and track and get measurable results for a client and yourself from. Ask them if you're doing anything with email, and you'll hopefully get a response from this. And from there, you can determine whether or not you can help them or not. If they don't have an email list, I probably wouldn't bother continuing the conversation. You want a business that already has an email list. So they may already be doing their own copywriting. They may already have a writer in-house doing the copywriting. This is all good to know because this helps you then transition into your offer. Remember as well, Instagram is not a place that you want to pitch your services. I said that just then before. You want to use Instagram as a place to connect. From there, encourage them to jump on a call with you to talk about what you could do to help them or how you could potentially help them. A lot of people get hung up on this thinking that this is a sales call, and it is a sales call, but essentially all you're doing is having a conversation with the person, with the business, the brand or whatever, seeing if you can help them or not. In some cases, you might not be able to help these people. You are just jumping on a call to build again on that genuine connection you've already started and learn more about their business, learn what they're already doing, and as they're talking to you about what they're not or they are doing, you'll be able to pick up on opportunities of where you can potentially help them out. And you'll start seeing these opportunities everywhere once you learn the fundamentals of copywriting, like I said earlier. Like you'll start seeing opportunities presented to you literally everywhere. And it'll become a case of turning down opportunities because you've got so many of them coming at you. And if they start asking things about your experience as a copywriter, this is going to be quite difficult to start with because you're going to have this like feeling of imposter syndrome, I would imagine, of feeling like, you know, I haven't done this before. How am I going to get clients if I don't have results? And everyone goes through a stage. What I want you to do though is be completely genuine and upfront and honest with this person, because the honesty is the thing that will shine through with most business owners. Some people for sure will say, well, we're not going to hire you, or we're not interested in anyone who's not got any experience or a track record. But even if you've got some email examples that you can send them that you've written yourself, show them that. You could even offer to write an email or two for them and ask them to run it and see what results it generates, just literally as a test. And you're just being an honest person. The honesty and transparency in this is the thing that will build a long-term relationship. And in copywriting, we're not in this just for the short-term gigs. You're going to get the life-changing results from copywriting by building long-term relationships with clients. That's how it's worked for me. And I'm sure a lot of other successful copywriters would agree with me on that. So let's talk about your offer. This can be quite a complex topic of like what to offer. You're offering email copywriting, but you don't want to offer that as such. You want to offer an outcome, whether the outcome is increased revenue from your emails. It could be a matter of different specifics in that, which I probably will do a video on the channel about specific offer creation because it's really important. To start with, I would suggest offering them a package that consists of maybe 3 emails per week at around 2 to 3K a month, depending on how confident you are at charging that amount of money. But just adjust accordingly. Don't charge too little because you will attract the wrong clients. I guarantee you that. Don't charge too much out the gate because that will look like you're taking the piss. But just charge a number that you feel comfortable with. And then over time, as your confidence increases, you can slowly increase that number as your confidence grows and your skills grow. And you will also have case studies and testimonials to prove you can produce the results that you are promising. So what happens once you get a client? So once a client is onboarded and you've signed and sealed the deal, you're most probably going to be given access to their email service platform. So again, this could be different platforms from ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, MailChimp. Some e-commerce companies use Klaviyo. You want to go in there and have a look at what emails they're currently sending and just look at what they're already doing with email marketing. The client may be able to help you with, they probably will help you with this actually. From there, you can get a good understanding of what's worked for them and what hasn't worked if they're already doing emails. They may literally have no plan or anything whatsoever. They may just be doing everything ad hoc, which is a massive opportunity for you as a copywriter to come in and get some really, really easy wins for them. Essentially though, we're just looking at what's working and what's not working, where we can come in and create those opportunities for the client. And also set expectations with the client as well. So you want to be in this for the long run. So set timeframes, set expectations, and make sure you stick to them as well. If you are going to be writing 3 emails a week and they need to be scheduled in advance, then make sure they're delivered to the client way in advance. They can see them if they are the person that checks them before they get sent out. Don't send things late or like bang on the deadline, because that just shows that you are, I think, half-arsing things and you don't actually take this business seriously. If you want to be in this for the long run, you need to be thinking about this in building long-term connections with these people and genuine relationships. That is where the real results are. Now, once you start writing emails for clients and start generating results, your main priority obviously is to continue getting results to the client, but also you want to try and get a case study or testimonial from the client. You want some good words to show to other people in the future, other clients, future clients, that you can get the results you're promising. This is going to make selling way easier. In the beginning, you're going to be doing a lot of cold outreach, a lot of direct messages on Instagram to try and generate the conversations. Once you get more proficient at copywriting and you start getting results under your belt, you can start using your testimonials as the flywheel that grows this business for you. Because people will literally look at these cases and think, well, Alex has produced these results to this person and this person and this person. Maybe you can help me out. And that's the majority of your selling done. That's the proof right there. Rather than you have to jump on a phone call to then explain to people what you do and convince them that you know what you're doing. These case studies will do the selling for you. And once you have so many of these and you've got like a bank of them, like a wall on your website of all these amazing words from clients, you will have no problem making income from copywriting. I can tell you that now. And you will actually have people reaching out to you on a consistent basis, not you having to go out and manually outreach to people. So that's kind of like where the shift happens and you really, really do come into yourself as a copywriter. So I hope those steps were useful to you. If you want to join my free copy club, there's a link in the description below. And there's also a link down there to my copywriting course called Zero to Paid. And this is a course I've put together, literally outlining the exact roadmap to getting started with freelance copywriting and to land your first few clients. This is great for people just starting out. The details will be in the description below. Drop me a comment if you have any questions on any of these steps we've covered, and I will get back to you with a comment or I'll get back to you with a video. Take care, see you in a bit.